All right, guys. So we are live. We have breaking news regarding Timothy Homeseth. Breaking news. We're going to see if Ashley can get in the chat, Ashley Cooper, if she can come on panel, and we are going to talk about it. We just got this information in. The police have been at the home of Randi Erickson. All right, so the breaking news is the police were told that Timothy Homeseth is at Randi Erickson's home in Elk River, Minnesota. The police showed up to the home, and Randi Erickson and Brian Erickson were there in the home, and Timothy Homeseth was not there, but they were informed, both Randi Erickson and her husband, Brian Erickson, that if they have Timothy Homeseth in their home in the future, they will be charged with a felony. Ashley was the one that called police and talked to police, and she is going to come on here in just a moment and tell us what is going on. Alex, what do you think of this?
Holy crap. So yeah, well, I'm glad that the officer told them that they are committing a felony by harboring a fugitive. Holy
All
crap.
Right. Ashley, tell us about your Hey Ashley, tell us about your conversation with police in Elk River.
Which one? I've had about 5 of them today. So I got word that Timothy Homeseth was in Elk River in Randi Erickson's home, and they had to make sure Anoka would take him because last time they would not, and Randi thought he was untouchable, and she was lying to people saying that he's protected. Well, today was a slap in the face for her because they said Anoka will go ahead and take him because it's this whole thing that I don't know about law stuff, but Alex could break it down to you and how that works. Anyways, Anoka County would take him basically on the warrant. So they went ahead and asked me, is he dangerous? And of course I told him, yes, he's very dangerous, things like that. So I did call back to follow up because they did say that they were going to go out there and check. And they'd asked me what my connection is with him. And I told him that he had caused, not an innocent man because they shot the wrong one. But anyways, he got a friend of his shot and killed because he's telling people that he's part of the Pentagon pedophile task force. If that tells him anything, and he just kind of got real quiet and was kind of like, kind of moment. So they know what kind of mental illness they're dealing with these people. That he was telling people that he's, to run with their child and things like that. So they went there, they called me back. They said, it does look like he was there at one point and that you were correct. However, Brian allowed him to search the whole house, and he does not have reason to believe that he is there anymore, and that they have been told quite a few times that he is not to be there. Otherwise they will get charged. I think it's time. So that is what happened with that. So I very much thanked him. And he said, if anybody knows his whereabouts, do not hesitate to send, if he's back out there, do not hesitate to call them. They will go back out there and they will make sure that they actually arrest him this time. So no, he is not protected by the old President Donald Trump.
All right, so people want to know the backstory on this. Let me give people a Cliff Notes version. The woman that you see on the screen right there is Randi Erickson. She is a QAnon conspiracy theorist that is obsessed with pedophilia, and she has been aiding and abetting Timothy Homeseth. She has been harboring, allegedly, Timothy Homeseth at her home while he has been wanted via a bench warrant after harassing Kim Bacasio, who's an attorney in Fort Lauderdale. So this started in 2009 when Kim Bacasio represented the mother of Haley Cummings, a missing child in Florida. She represented that child, that woman, in a custody battle. Basically, they said Haley went missing. She has a little brother, and that little brother is in danger and is not fit to be in a household where a little girl was possibly murdered, and the people in authority over the little girl may have had something to do with it. So Kim, being a family law attorney, was working on that case pro bono. That is when Timothy Homseth became obsessed with the disappearance of Haley Cummings and started writing conspiracy theory blogs. He crossed the line when he accused Bocasio with zero evidence of trafficking Haley. He also sent Bocasio sexually charged emails regarding her private area. He sent her an email that had jumbled words similar to a word search that you did when you were a kid, and it contained allegations about her children. He was told to quit emailing her. He refused. She got a restraining order in 2011 after going through about 2 years of his harassment. He has violated that restraining order multiple times. In 2019, he was scheduled to go on trial for violating that restraining order, and he didn't show up to court, and a bench warrant had been issued for his arrest. And Timothy Homseth has been hiding out from that bench warrant after harassing Kim Bocasio for nearly a decade. And that woman on the screen, Randi Erickson from Elk River, Minnesota, is the woman that has allegedly been hiding him. Now, Ashley just told us the police were at the home. It looked like Timothy Homseth had been there, but they searched the home and they did not find any trace of him. But they informed Randi Erickson and her husband, Brian Erickson, that if they continued to allow Homseth to stay there, that they could face felony charges for harboring a fugitive. Now, I'm going to bring in Alex Goddard. She has been tracking Homseth with me for years. Alex actually accompanied Kim Bocasio to the trial where he was scheduled to go on trial for violating that restraining order. Alex has talked on this show about how Homseth and his goons, his followers, his crazy QAnon followers, had threatened the court staff, the prosecutor, the judge, Kim Bocasio, that there had to be armed law enforcement at the courthouse. The courthouse had to go on lockdown. Kim Bocasio had to have armed protection, and he didn't show up. He's been in hiding. And Alex, the reason why he didn't show up to court, because if he was convicted, his charges, his misdemeanor charges, could be bumped up to felonies, correct?
Yes, that is correct. So he had already been convicted of, I think, 2 charges. The one that he was to go to trial on in August, if he were to be found guilty of that, the remaining 3 charges would then become felonies. And so rather than being a man and a grown-up and showing up for his day in court, he took off, and Randi Erickson has aided and abetted his flight from justice for the past almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, which is a felony, by the way.
Yes, and she had been harboring him. Now, just to reiterate to our viewers that are watching, the man on your screen is Timothy Charles Homseth. This is a man who targeted Bocasio for a decade. He's also targeted me. He's accused me of being a murderer, a child molester, a child trafficker. And currently, this is how sick Timothy Homseth is. There is a child model that is currently a child and currently a model. And Timothy Homseth stalks this child online and takes screenshots of this child's picture. And then he goes on his website and says that that child model was me as a child and that I had been trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein. And I've never met Jeffrey Epstein. I've never been abused at all. And those are the kind of fantasies that he has about people. And it creeps me out. And it creeps me out that he is stalking the social media page of a minor, and no normal person does that. But that shows you his mind and how he operates and how he fantasizes about child abuse. That man right there. Now, I want to bring back in Ashley Cooper. If you don't know who Ashley is, Ashley Cooper was friends with some of these people, and then she realized, whoa, they're crazy. I'm going to do the dip on them. And now she's been trying to get them to face justice for what they're doing. Did you say that the officer told you, the deputy that you talked to, that it looked like Timothy Homestead had been there recently?
Yes, I've got the calls recorded. I'll send those to you so you can post them so people can listen to it. Yep, he said, I don't doubt that he wasn't there, and it looked like he had been there at one point, but he has no reason to believe that he's there now because Brian so openly allowed him to search their home, and they had no findings of him, of him being there at this moment. But if we have anything at all to where we know where his whereabouts are, they said, please do not hesitate. Make sure you call us and let us know because we will pick him up. And that they had warned Randi numerous times as well. Again, today or tonight, they just warned her again that he should not be there. They will be aiding and abetting the fugitive, and that they are very well aware of that. And they think that he pretty much overstayed his welcome there.